I have been modding watches for a couple of years now, but I recently made an amateur mistake that you might be making too. I recently modded my Casio F-91W with this single piece NATO strap, but I'm not happy with it. It sits much too high on the wrist because of these adapters, and it slips and slides all over the damn place. So today I'm going to be teaching you one simple tip that'll fix these issues. So you can really see what I'm talking about here. The module has no security and it really does sit quite high above the strap, which is why I got this 20mm two-piece NATO strap. So let's bust into it. There you have it, and all of the parts that I show you today will be linked in the description below. These 20mm straps use quick release spring bars, which are actually embedded into the nylon here, so you can't possibly lose them. Now, if you wanted to connect directly to your F91's case, you could do so, but you'd just need 18mm split straps. But I kind of think that the 20mm width is a little bit better, so I'm going to keep these adapters on and connect to them with these straps. So let's remove our old NATO strap. Technically, it's a Zulu strap actually, based on the hardware here. And I thought I'd debut a new little tool that I've picked up. Check it out. This is a little, it's almost like a pair of pliers with a little spring bar remover tool in each side. So you can use them like that, and it allows you to remove both halves of the spring bar at once. So let's give this a try. And by the way, this one also came with a few different adapter heads for different sizes, which I didn't even know was a thing. So let's test it out. There you go. So what might I do with these old 20mm spring bars? We don't need these because, as I said, these ones do have the quick release spring bars embedded. Well, normally I'd just chuck them in my watch box, but guys, I've been getting so sick of having all these little different spring bar bags and everything's all unorganized. So I actually picked up another little gadget that I wanted to debut to show you guys. Check it out. It's a box fully organized of all the different spring bar sizes. So I'm going to put the old ones in here, and I'm so keen to get into using this, guys, because it's just going to be so much more organized. So I'll leave a link to the spring bar kit and also the new tool for you below if you're interested. So the 20mm spring bars go in this slot just here. Bingo. Bubble is here to remind you to ram that like button, aren't you, Bubble? Oh, good girl. Now let's get straight into putting these new beautiful straps onto my F91. Super simple. We're just going to chuck this buckle half onto the top using the quick release spring bar. Pop it in there. Use our nail on that little lever. Bingo. Secured. And on to the next one. Boom, there we have it. So now we'll bang it on for a wrist check. Looks like it's got two keepers, one that's fixed near the buckle and one down here which is adjustable. So we'll slide that on. And there you have it, fellas. That is my newly modded F-91W with a two-piece NATO strap, and this is on a 6.5-inch wrist. Let me know what you think below. And doesn't it just sit much more flush on the wrist? You don't have any more of that raising like we did with the single-piece NATO strap. And obviously, it's not going to slide around as well. It is exactly where we put it, so I'm very happy with this one. Now, guys, I do also have another watch that I made this same mistake for. It's the LF-20W, which we did a full modding video up here. Because, I mean, look, even this one's kind of raised up off the wrist, and it has that same issue of... well, not as badly, the slipping around, but it does still have that as well. So let me know, do you guys reckon I should perform the same? I'll have to get a new strap, but if you'd like to see that, let me know, and make sure that you are a subscriber so you don't miss it when we do. So what have we learned here today, fellas, and what is the one big tip? Well, if you're adding a NATO strap to your watch and you're using adapters like I am, you're definitely going to want to get the two-piece straps. And that's because the straps themselves pull these adapters out and make it nice and flush. With the LF20W, it would look great if those were pulled out like so, but because it's a single piece strap, it gets all bunched up and looks horrible. Now, I will say that there is still a place for single piece NATO straps, just like on my beautiful Casio Bumblebee, which we modded in this video here. And as you can see, because I'm directly connecting into the lugs of the watch there is no issue with sliding, nor is there an issue with adapters folding and raising it. So it does still have its place. So what's your preference on NATO straps? Do you like using adapters and two pieces, adapters and a single NATO, or just using a strap without an adapter at all? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. A massive thank you to our Goat Crew channel members for supporting the channel. You absolute legends. Here's a link to our LF20W modding video and also the fantastic Casio Bumblebee mod. Definitely check that one out next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.